Hi friends, a very good afternoon in Bhubaneswar. I am Jitu Mishra, a co-founder of Sarana Education and Cultural Services, Bhubaneswar. Friends, let's go back in time some 4000 years before now. Let's go back to a place called Dokri Chanchada and Gudahandi in the westernmost part of Odisha in Kalahandi district, bordering Nabarangpur district. The area is part of the easternmost limit of Satpura mountain range in central India. In this remote corner of Odisha, which is where you will not find a single human soul now, once upon a time lived our ancestors, prehistoric man, and they have left their traces in the form of paintings, which we have discovered some couple of decades before. Thanks to archaeologists, these have been discovered and brought to light, and these depict aspects of life, aspects of belief system at that time. Friends, see this majestic landscape of Satpura. This is in Kalahandi. We are approaching to Gudahandi, which is one of the most prominent prehistoric rock painting sites. So we are approaching, and this area you have the sandstone cliffs here and dense forest, and this is also, this is not a part of a sanctuary, but this is a virgin forest, and we are going to to this place called Gudahandi, and there is also a beautiful waterfall which we will be seeing now. So the journey has been so far very exciting. So when we talk about rock art, so our attention in India first, go to the central part of India, the Satpura range, and today also we are going to Satpura range. Rock art is the first attempt in human journey to express the inner thought process, the cognitive aspects, you know. So in Africa, for example, going back to 70,000 years before, in Australia, again some 40-50,000 years before, then of course in Spain and France, you have a large number of rock art sites. So in India also we have a plethora of rock art sites, and our attention is more or less centered around the Satpura range, which is considered as the major clusters, major centers of rock arts, which were drawn by the prehistoric man. So you have like the famous site of Bhimbetka, which is a World Heritage Site. Then Chaturbhuja Nala, where you have the oldest remains of rock art going back to some millions of years. Of course, not rock art, but some other attempts made by the ancestors of modern day humans, like the cup marks on the stones. And then you have the whole of Deccan, then the Chambal Ghati in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan border. And then recently we have been also told by the media that rock art sites have been reported from the Delhi regions. Whereas in Odisha, we do not have much of rock art sites, but thanks to the archaeologists, recently we have been able to brought to light some rock art sites in the Mahanadi Valley, and of course you know about Bikram Khol and all in the western part of Odisha, and today also we are at western part of Odisha. So rock art actually in Odisha is an extension of Satpura, which was the major center of rock art. Is the extension of Satpura in the western part of Odisha. So when we talk about Gudahandi, we go back to a time when there was civilization had not been established in this part of India. Though contemporary to Gudahandi there were civilizations, there were thriving cities of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Dholabira in Indus Valley region or Saraswati Valley region, but not in this part of India. So people were nomadic, they were pastoralists, they were nomadic, and they led a sedentary life. So in the jungle setup when they were living, there were different kind of challenges they were facing. So someone would fall sick, would die out of diseases, somebody would be dying out of animal attacks. So there were different kind of challenges. There were also problems of food, there were problems of security, safety. So a kind of belief system evolved in this time, around 2000 BC in Odisha, and that led to the farming culture. We could not make to Gudahandi, and that I will tell you separately, mainly because of the weather conditions. Hi friends, today we are unlucky and we could not make it to Gudahandi. Gudahandi is actually you have to climb 2-3 mountains, and is the pathway has become extremely slippery because it is the monsoon season, and there is dense vegetation all around, so it is very difficult to make possible to reach Gudahandi. That's what we were told by the localites. At Gudahandi, you find one of the earliest, evidences of painting or the human art in Odisha. And unfortunately, we can't make it today. So probably we will come next time when the season becomes little drier. Maybe summer or winter. So then it takes one complete day to reach Gudahandi and come back. So it takes about 2-3 hours to reach there and come back. So this is what is all about Gudahandi, which we could not make it. But you can feel the landscape. How spectacular is the landscape? Totally raw. It is totally uncut from the civilizations and dense vegetation all around. So we could reach to the surroundings of Gudahandi, and that gave us an idea about the kind of landscape, the kind of environment people lived at those times. So one of the major attractions at Gudahandi, which we will be seeing through a graphic, because we did not have the original pictures, is a woman standing on the corpse of a man. So it's part of the belief system, it's part of the historical experience probably. And according to some archaeologists, this could be one of the earliest depictions of goddess Kali standing on the corpse of Lord Shiva. All of you know about goddess Kali. She is one of the terrific mother goddesses, terrific forms of mother goddesses. And once what had happened, she had become extremely furious, mainly because of the demons. They were creating lot of nuisance, lot of disturbances, and she could not tolerate that. And she actually, went on a war path and killed most of the demons. And by mistake, Shiva also came on the way of Kali, and she stepped into Shiva's body, and Shiva was also killed. And she realized her mistake, what a mistake she had done. And of course, Shiva was a god. He was alive again. But then her swollen, tongues came out. And that is how we see, goddess Kali standing on the corpse of Lord Shiva. So the central theme of Gudahandi paintings, according to some archaeologists, is possibly the earliest representation of goddess Kali standing on the corpse of Lord Shiva. This also gives us an idea about the feminist power, and how the feminist power can be traced back to the remote 4,000 years before now at Gudahandi.